Today in the woodyard, we're going to uncover a bunch of wood and get it stacked. Well, we got that snow that I got rid of yesterday, snow blowing, and it's on top of this wood, and we're supposed to get some warmer days coming. So what's going to happen is during the day, the snow is probably going to melt a little bit. It's going to go down into the wood and then it's going to freeze. So it's going to turn into a wood sickle. I don't like wood sickles, but it does happen. So I've got a whole truckload here to stack, and I don't foresee it happening real fast because I've got a lot of other things going on. But I do have about an hour and a half before the sun is gone for the day. It's at the end of the day now. So I'm going to clear an area out right here. I'm going to get stacking that. So at least I'm going to get a start on it. And I'm going to work starting here, going in that direction, because eventually I want to get another truckload put right in this area here. So the sooner I can get this stuff stacked and over here, the better. So that's what's going to happen. So here we go, stacking time. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this wood, move it over a little bit, and I got to clear out an area, because for those of you that have stacked in the wintertime, you understand that what happens in the wintertime is that if you got any kind of snow or ice underneath the pallets, when you put it down and when it melts in the spring, pallets will just tip right over and you can dump your wood, especially if you go high. So I'm going to clear out an area. I'm going to try to get it as solid as I can. If it ends up where it's just going to be, nasty, I'll just have to change things. But so I'm going to get going on it and see what we can do. So here we go. So my plan is to clear out an area big enough to get a series of pallets, a set of pallets right here. Everything's already frozen in. That's why I don't like snow. Did I mention that before? Well, there it is. That is one full cord stacked, and that's about all I got time for stacking, because I just got a phone call and I got an order I have to do first thing in the morning, and it's for one face cord or a third of a cord. So I'm gonna go get that loaded up in the truck right now. But there's the pile: one full cord, or 3 face cords, or 3 ricks, or a bunch of wood. Anyway, so there it is. And I was thinking while I was stacking, this made me kind of nervous, because where I stacked this, I couldn't really get all the way down to the ground. There was a lot of sawdust and ice frozen in underneath the top layer of snow that we just got. And it makes me nervous, because all it takes is for one of the sides to melt out first, where there's a chunk of ice and it tips, and then the whole pile, not the whole pile, but a corner can fall off on you. So it can happen. That's where stacking in the wintertime is not always the best thing to do, unless you can get down to the ground. For those of you, if you're living in, you know, warm parts of the area, you don't get ground frost like we do, it's no problem. But our ground freeze is real hard. A lot of times we'll get, you know, a foot or two of frost, and once it gives out, especially on, that's facing the south over there, this side. So what I'm afraid of is that this would thaw out down here, so the whole thing would lean and the whole pile can shift and topple over this way. Usually it happens right on your ends. That's what I found. It's usually not in the piles that are in the middle where the sun can't hit it real hard, and then have the other side stay froze. So that's one of the things you got to think about. So anyway, I made a little hole here, so now I can clear out a little bit here, and I'm going to start doing like single rows right in here and just keep going. But right now, I am going to back up the truck to a pile of wood, and we're going to throw a face cord of oak on for delivery in the morning. So here we go. We're going to go load some wood right now. Just cleared by like an inch. So when you get this loaded up right away, it's getting cold fast too. It's supposed to get down in single digits tonight again, and the wind is supposed to pick up, and it already did. So I got kind of sweated up while I was doing the stacking over there. So as soon as you stop, you get that cold. So I quick had to put my hood on and get warmed up a bit. So here we go. We're gonna do some loading. So there it is. It is a 1/3 of a cord, or a face cord, if you want to call it that, or a rick, all the same. And it's in the truck, and it's ready to be delivered first thing in the morning. Now the pile that I got this from, or the stack I got it from, it was supposed to be a face cord or a 1/3 of a cord. When I loaded it, it didn't look quite right in the truck. It didn't look like enough. And then I measured the 4x6s that it was stacked on, and they were 7 footers. So it was a pile that I had one of the high school kids stack for me this last spring. And so it was short. They assumed it was an 8-footer. I mean, I might have too, it can happen. So it didn't look quite right. So I threw a bunch more in from this pile right over here and made it so that it's maybe even a little bit more than a face quarter, third of a quarter. So I don't want to short anybody because that's how you lose customers. And so there it is. So the moon has come up, as you can see up over there. The moon is up. The sun's gone down a while ago. It's starting to get dark out, and it's getting cold fast out here. So that is it for tonight. Please hit the buttons, like, subscribe, share. You know what to do. Hit them all. And thanks for being here. Please come back tomorrow. I'm going to be here. You should be here. Between now and then, get out in the woods, get cutting. Good night, Irene.